All right, degenerates, welcome back to the deep dive.
Oh, yeah.
Today we're going full-on TMZ
Huh?
and dissecting the life and times of Justin Bieber.
Okay.
Yeah, you heard right.
All right.
The Biebs.
Ah.
And our source, none other than his Wikipedia page,
Yeah.
which is longer than a CVS receipt. Holy shit.
It's pretty extensive. Got to give him that.
Right.
I mean, the dude's whole life is basically an open book online.
Yeah.
Think about it. He started on YouTube.
Right.
So everything from pre-fame toddler to global superstar, it's all out there.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Okay.
So little Justin's posting videos online, and next thing you know, he's signing a record deal at 13. What the fuck?
13, yeah.
Yeah.
It's mind-blowing when you compare it to, well, anyone else's career trajectory.
Right.
First album at 16, My World 2.0.
Yeah.
And by 21, he's shattering records held by Elvis fucking Presley.
Holy shit, that's insane. But let's cut the crap. The dude was every teenage girl's fantasy for a good decade.
Oh, for sure.
Baby, that song was inescapable.
Definitely.
I bet even the haters secretly loved it.
It's true. Baby was a cultural phenomenon.
Totally.
And with My World 2.0, he became the youngest male solo artist to snag a U.S. #1 album in almost 50 years.
Wow.
But you're right, even before that first album dropped, Bieber was a master of social media,
Yeah.
Twitter, YouTube. He was everywhere, connecting with fans in a way we'd never seen before.
Right.
Billions of views,
Oh, yeah.
millions of followers. The dude was unavoidable.
All right, so he was a teen heartthrob, but musically, did he actually have any range?
Honestly, yeah, he did.
Right.
He started in that teen pop lane, sure, but Bieber's explored a surprising number of genres.
Like what?
R&B, dance pop,
Okay.
even dabbled in EDM and country.
Wait, hold up. Country.
You
Like
know.
line dancing, banjo-picking country.
Uh-huh, not quite.
Okay.
But he did that track 10,000 Hours with Dan plus Shay.
Yep.
And that actually won them a Grammy.
No shit. Damn, maybe the Biebs isn't musically challenged after all. But let's talk about his collaborations.
Yeah.
Those were pretty wild.
Totally. Where Are You Now with Skrillex and Diplo was a massive hit.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Another Grammy winner.
Wow.
And then, of course, there's Despacito with Luis Fonsi.
Oh, yeah.
That shit blew up globally.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
So he was collaborating with some serious heavy hitters. His sound was evolving, and his fan base was growing up with him. Not bad for a kid who started on YouTube.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, but we got to address the elephant in the room. Bieber's had his fair share of fuck-ups, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Early 2010s, he was a magnet for controversy and legal trouble.
Yeah.
DUIs, egging his neighbor's house, the whole 9 yards.
Oh, yeah.
His public image took a serious hit.
Yeah, the dude was a total asshat for a while there. But to be fair, he has spoken out about mental health, which is a big deal. Yeah. And he seems to have matured since then.
For sure. He settled down, married Haley Baldwin. They even have a kid now.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
And for all his fame and fortune, he's still a proud Canadian. Never even bothered to get U.S. citizenship.
Seriously. That's wild. So from pissing in mop buckets to family man,
Yeah.
talk about a transformation.
Right. He's managed to pull off that transition from teen idol to married adult in the public eye, which is damn near impossible for most child stars.
True.
Yeah.
But let's talk about his branding power. The guy's a walking, talking cash machine.
Oh, yeah.
He's got his clothing line, Drew. A water company called Generosity. Even partnered with Tim Hortons and Crocs. What a fucking hustler.
Uh-huh, yeah. He knows how to leverage his fame. Bieber's not just a singer anymore. He's a brand.
Right.
A damn successful one at that.
Okay, enough about his business ventures. Let's get back to the music. What about his last album, Justice?
Yeah.
Is that a sign of what's to come? Or is Bieber finally running out of steam?
Justice did pretty well commercially, but I'm not sure it's reinventing the wheel or anything.
So is this the beginning of the end for the Biebs? Or will he go down as a legend like, I don't know, Vanilla Ice?
Ha-ha! Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Only time will tell if he'll be remembered as a true artist or just a flash in the pan.
All right, enough with the vague predictions. Let's get back to this Wikipedia rabbit hole. There's got to be some juicy shit in here, right? We're talking about Justin Bieber.
Oh, there's always something with Bieber. It's kind of fascinating how many controversies and legal issues this guy's racked up. He was like a magnet for trouble.
Yeah, it's mind-blowing when you see it all laid out like this. What were some of the highlights, or should I say lowlights?
Well, there was that DUI arrest in Miami. He was drag racing a Lamborghini. which is kind of badass in a fucked up way.
Classic Bieber, always pushing the limits.
Mm-hmm.
What else you got?
Oh, how about the time he egged his neighbor's house? Like, come on, man. Egging, really?
I think he was in his 20s at that point, which makes it even more pathetic. What kind of grown-ass man throws eggs at his neighbor's house?
Right. It's like he was trying to self-sabotage his career. And get this. He pleaded guilty to vandalism and got 2 years probation.
2 years probation for egging a house. Talk about a slap on the wrist.
He did have to pay a hefty chunk of change for damages and attend anger management classes.
Anger management? Seriously? That's like trying to teach a cat to fetch.
Well, the judge thought it was necessary, but you gotta admit, all that bad boy behavior added to his mystique, right?
Then maybe for some people. I just thought it made him look like a spoiled brat.
Fair enough, but you can't deny that those controversies kept him in the headlines, even when his music wasn't topping the charts.
All right, so the dude's a walking PR disaster. What about his personal life? Anything interesting there besides marrying Hailey Baldwin?
Remember we talked about him being Canadian? He's actually pretty vocal about his love for Canada.
Really? I always figured he was all about that American dream lifestyle.
Nope. He's called Canada the best country in the world, even praised their healthcare system. He said he has no interest in becoming a U.S. citizen.
So he's married to an American, living in America, making millions in America, but doesn't want to be American. What a mindfuck.
It's definitely an interesting choice. But hey, maybe he's just a proud Canadian at heart.
Or maybe he's just dodging those U.S. taxes. Who the hell knows with this guy?
Ha ha ha. Yeah, good point. But whatever his reasons, Bieber's life has been a wild ride. From YouTube star to global icon, he's crammed more into his 20s than most people do in a lifetime.
And pissed off a lot of people along the way.
No doubt. But you gotta give him credit for his resilience. No matter what shitstorm he finds himself in, he always bounces back.
The dude's like a cockroach. You can't kill him no matter how hard you try.
Haha, that's one way to put it. But maybe that's the key to his success. He's adaptable, always evolving, never afraid to push boundaries.
All right, I'll give you that. He's definitely not boring. So we've covered the music, the controversies, the personal life, and his weird Canada obsession. Anything else we need to dig up from this Wikipedia black hole?
Oh, there's one more thing. Remember how we talked about his early career blowing up on YouTube? Well, his music video for Baby was actually the most disliked video on YouTube at one point.
Wait, seriously? More hated than Rebecca Black's Friday?
Yep, even more than that. Can you believe it? The song that launched his career was also the most hated video on the entire platform.
That's hilarious. People really had it out for Bieber back then.
It's true. But you know what? Despite all the hate, Baby still became one of the best-selling singles of all time.
Wow, that's crazy. So even when people hated him, they still couldn't resist his music.
Exactly. Bieber's career is full of contradictions. He's both loved and hated, celebrated and criticized, but he's always managed to stay relevant.
The little shit's like a bad penny. He just keeps turning up.
Uh-huh. Good analogy. So after this deep dive into Bieber's Wikipedia page, what are your final thoughts?
Honestly, I'm more confused than ever. The dude's a walking contradiction, a musical chameleon, and a magnet for trouble. I still don't know whether to love him or hate him, but there's no denying he's a force to be reckoned with in pop culture.
He's definitely a complex and controversial figure, but his impact on music and entertainment is undeniable.
All right, after all that, I need a drink. And maybe some therapy. Just reading about Bieber's life is exhausting.
Uh-huh. I hear you. It's true, he's never been afraid to take risks, both musically and personally. Remember when he shaved his head? People lost their shit.
Yeah, that was a bold move. Almost as bold as wearing those overalls to the Met Gala. Who the fuck does that?
Only Bieber, man. Only Bieber. But I think that's part of what makes him so fascinating. He doesn't give a damn what people think.
Yeah.
He just does his own thing. And somehow, it works.
And he's made a shit ton of money doing it.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of inspiring in a twisted, capitalistic way.
He's like a case study in personal branding. Love him or hate him, the guy knows how to market himself.
Totally. Okay, before we wrap this up, anything else we missed? Any hidden gems in this Wikipedia black hole we haven't unearthed?
Actually, yeah, there's something I find interesting. Remember all those controversies we talked about?
Uh-huh.
Well, in between the DUIs and egging incidents, Bieber was actually doing some good stuff, too.
Oh, let's. Donating his old hair to some charity?
No, I'm talking about actual philanthropy. He's been involved with a lot of charities over the years, from Pencils of Promise to Make-A-Wish Foundation.
No shit. So while he was busy pissing off his neighbors, he was also trying to save the world.
Yeah.
Talk about a mixed bag.
Right. It's like he's constantly battling these two sides of himself. The rebellious bad boy and the compassionate philanthropist.
It's like a Disney Channel movie gone wrong. All right, so even Justin Bieber has a heart. Who knew?
Well, folks, there you have it. We've reached the end of our deep dive into the wild world of Justin Bieber. We've learned a lot, laughed a lot, and maybe even cringed a little.
Yeah. We saw the highs and lows of his career, explored his musical evolution, and even delved into his philanthropic efforts.
That's right.
But the question remains, what's next for the Biebs? Will he continue to reinvent himself and surprise us all? Or will he finally succumb to the pressures of fame and fade into oblivion?
Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure. Justin Bieber's story is far from over. He's like a pop culture phoenix, always rising from the ashes. And I, for one, am curious to see what he does next.
Yeah, well, I just hope he doesn't start a TikTok dance craze. I don't think the world can handle that right now. All right, that's it for this week's Deep Dive. Go forth and spread the Bieber gospel, you magnificent bastards.